20 years ago, I visited South Africa for the first time. In those days, it was ruled by an inhuman regime. Now, a country of hope and expectations for all. Together with my son Eric, I travel on the Soshaloza train from Cape Town to Johannesburg, across a country where people were humiliated for many years. In 1994, the Rainbow Era started with the election of President Mandela. A new era of equality for all started. But does the end of the racial segregation of the past mean that it also disappeared from the hearts and minds of the people? How do you cope with feelings of revenge and hatred, with reconciliation and forgiveness? In the train, I want to feel and hear the stories of our fellow travelers.
I grew up in a very much apartheid era, you know, where if you do not call someone a boss, they will take the whip and beat you, like really. I was working, I remember once on a farm, and this white guy was throwing me, on that farm the potatoes are this big, and he threw me with one of those potatoes. Why? Simply because I made a mistake. You understand my point? So yeah, I grew up in that. And yes, I was bitter, because it was terrible. It was terrible, terrible. Finally now, you know, we were going to be equal with these people. For me, that was a big step. Going into the same toilet as them, going into the same line, talking to them, the way you feel free to talk to them without any, you know, it was good and it was exciting. And what happened from 1994 up until now is that we're still in the process. We're not there yet where we want to be, you know, but I can tell you, I've seen lots of white guys having black women, lots of black women having white guys, and they get married. So you see, there was some growth, and I think that's really beautiful. I think if anything, people should let it go and let the past be the past. So I don't like to dwell in the past, and you know, no, it's done. We need to look to the future. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, in those days, actually, you see, like being in the train like this, it was not easy for a black people to come inside in the train like this, first class or second class. Only the whites you find them in these trains. You see, I mean, to be in a democracy, everything is changing now. You can stay with whites, eat with whites, you got some friends with whites, yeah. You can marry even a white person. So everything is changing. Yeah. It's democracy. No, now it's just like there is no black, there is no white. No. We are all human beings. Yeah. We no longer discriminate each other. We go even in the same bathrooms, all those kind of things. Same toilets, we go together. You see.
Same shower.
Same shower. Yeah, there is no place where they say this one is for white, yeah, or this one is for black. Everybody can go. Now in South Africa, there's a lot of opportunity. You can have your own company. There is so-called black empowerment employment, so that they can help black people who are from disadvantaged places to be somebody in life. So I think that one is good, because I know that I come from poor background. It's not just because I will die being there, but you need to do something, because now in South Africa there is democracy, there is a lot of opportunities.
Afternoon. That's my notes. Okay, how was the trip so far?
I remember when I was my first train, you know, knocked on the door, opened the door, greeted the people inside, and introduced myself. And there it came. When I said, I'm the train manager. Oh, black man, train manager. Where the hell do you come from? I'd forgiven. I've learned from Madiba anyway, so no, there's no grudges. No, there's no grudges. You can never succeed without forgiveness. You can never go to hell because you drink and smoke, but you can go to hell if you don't forgive. And I've learned from him that forgiveness is the tool to our Savior. He has forgiven, and that's in him.
Gary Mars was the first black train manager on the South African railways. For many years, it seemed to him just a dream, but then it became reality.
I was a train fanatic. I loved trains. I used to look at them when they passed when I was a young boy, and I specifically looked at the mainline conductor. Those guys were dressed, you know, their buttons were shining. I always looked at those guys, and I always said, I would love to do that job one day. Before, we had segregated coaches, classes. We couldn't use the dining saloon. This was reserved for whites. And here I am today, being managed by a black man, whereas we couldn't use it before. So yeah, that is the changes. Everybody's together. There's no segregation. Everybody travels together. Everybody drinks together. They share together. Speak their minds together.
I love music, I love reading, I love baking and exploring and experiencing new things actually. Yeah, my ambition in life is to be successful and hoping that one day I'll get the finance to finish school and get a better education for my kids. Yeah, I don't want them to turn out the way I did. I just first want them to finish school and, you know, be independent, do everything for themselves. I brought them to this world, so I just have to be strong and find employment, you know, let them go to school, experience life, explore, and be their own person, especially being independent, because it's so stressful to depend on somebody else. Can make a way when it seems to be okay. He'll make a way for each new day. He will make a way for me.
I enjoy my job. I enjoy working with people. I enjoy my country. I enjoy the new generation. I enjoy the change because I'm a flexible man. I'm a flexible man. We are working together like a team, like a family. Because if we're on a train, we feel like a family. Because we talk to each other, we play with each other, we make jokes to each other. So it's part of the train family.
Thank you.
Since the changing, I said, I don't care what's going to happen. I don't care who's going to be my president. I don't care who's going to be my boss. I don't care nothing. All I want, he must know what he's doing. It's all part of Africa. And then we say, oh, I wonder what's going to happen tomorrow, because nobody knows what's going to happen. Till you see, oh well, there's a light. Then you say, whoa, things are changing now. So sometimes it's like we call it a seesaw. You're going up and down, but you're not going to stand still. Today you're down, tomorrow you say, no, we're going up. So we'll have to see what's going in the future.
This is my holiday. This is not my first time here on the train. Must have come now over 30 times. And I still love the train. She wanted to come by bus. I tell her, no, man. And the bus is like an aeroplane. I just sit like that. In the train, I can walk around. I can meet nice people like you. I can talk with you. Here in an aeroplane, or here in a bus, we want to see the movie. There's no TVs here. There's no movie. You are my movie. You my star. Therefore, I love the train. My grandfather originated from India. He came to South Africa as a slave. Then Gandhi came afterwards as a lawyer. And they met. And my grandfather became Gandhi's bodyguard and personal friend. Our family had 3 farms in Wombats. But we lost it to the government. When the old government declared it like a white area, and they took away our farms. All 3 farms, we lost it. I remember when I got married with my first daughter, which I had a motor car. When I drive past a park, my little daughter would tell me, Daddy, I want to play in the park. So I tell her, no, you can't go. She said, but why? And there are little white children there. I said, those are children, I want to go play with them. I said, you can't. This government does not allow you to play with white children. So how do you explain to a children you cannot mix with white children? It was very difficult. When we go to a post office, there were 2 separate entrances. One had a sign whites, other one had a sign non-whites. We had to go to the non-whites. Many people immigrated from South Africa over the apartheid laws. My own family immigrated to Australia, to Canada. I wouldn't. I stayed in my country with all the hardships. And I will die in my country. It's a wonderful country. But we had hardship, oh yes. For 300 years. Are we bitter people? We're not bitter people. If God can forgive, who are we?
Thank you.
That's what Mandela said. We are not bitter people. But we had hardship, but not hatred. That's a difference.
I've been in Cape Town all my life. I never thought that I would actually leave Cape Town and go to Joburg. It would just hurt me so much. But then eventually I had to make a call and I had to pack all my belongings, and here I am in the train to Johannesburg to start a new life. I just want to be this young, very strong black woman who is very successful, and yes, and for me, in order to do that, I need to stand my grounds. I'm in the middle management where I work, but I feel it's not enough. I still need to crack it. I still need to go to school and study more further in order to become what I really want to be.
In fierce time, I'll be where I want to be. I'll be a CEO. Yes, I'll be a CEO of Tiger Brains. That's a food industry, because I'm doing food technology. So, as my cousin said, being yourself and growing your innermost, then everything, I believe it will happen for itself. As long as you stand your ground and you know what you want and you know where you are. As long good is not good enough is not good. So I believe I'll make it to the top. I'll be successful, have my own thing, and maybe being able to open job opportunities for other people around South Africa. My mother wasn't educated, my father wasn't educated, but they did all the best they could to get us a better education. Nothing came easy for us. We had to work, push. Because I believe when you sit around, nothing's gonna happen. You have to get yourself dirty in your hands dirty to get something. Yeah. So that's what we grew up. Nothing came easily. We're not gonna say, "Mommy, I want this," and then you're gonna get it. So that's how we grew up. Then this is why we're so hungry for success, because we believe we can do more. Because now there are so many opportunities. It's not like that time, that time. So yeah, I believe it will happen. Yeah, this is where I am today, and I'm still going far.
Very far.
Yeah.
Becoming a top manager is the modest ideal of Kossie. Just like her niece Montebeko, she's from KwaZulu-Natal, one of the former homelands. During the regime, they served as ghettos for the black people, who could only travel to the wide areas with special passes. These days, Kossie and Montebeko are an example for other young people. They show that nowadays everybody can study, wherever you want, without any restriction.
We planned to do a surprise birthday celebration for my grannies. It's their 75th birthday party. They don't know anything about it. My uncle is going to fetch them now because we're about to start. They should be here in the next 30 or 45 minutes. It's not that far. While we're getting dressed and while we're getting busy, we need to combine together, get a song that we're going to sing as they come along in the grand march, and voila, we're all going to have fun. So that's what we're going to be busy with now. It's the gift that we're going to be presenting to them, to say from us to them.
What's this Beaufort West? Beaufort West.
Kan het?
Is it?
Of nie sê. Sal ek vir jou sê. I'll tell you now. Langsburg was ons gewees 1830, Beaufort West 10 uur. Now it must be something between us near there. Beaufort West 10:30. We travel quite a lot throughout the country, all over. Previously Rhodesia, Southwest Africa, now Namibia. She was teaching there in Namibia before we were married. Now we travel all over the country. We know the country quite well.
He loves the train trips. So we have to do 2 train trips every year. And this is the first one. We used to go on those, the long holidays normally.
Yeah.
And we'd see all the little stations, you know, and the towns and how they developed since those days. Quite interesting.
It wasn't a good thing in the past, but after Mandela, it developed in quite a different way we thought it was.
You know, we are rooted very deeply, but we say if our children want to emigrate, they must do so because there's no future here for white people. We are worried. You know the brain drain from our country. We're sitting now with a shortage of engineers because they all left the country. They don't get jobs, not if your skin is white. It's very unfortunate.
We believed in the new future, but it happened after Mandela retired. And the new Mbeki's time. They started with that black empowerment. It wasn't in Mandela's time like that. Future is dim. Future is dim for the white people. I can't see for the future.
Well, we can just pray and hope. That's all we can do.
It doesn't matter for us now.
Yes, for us it doesn't matter. We've had our lives.
Final destination, Johannesburg. It was a journey full of inspiring stories. No but, no if, but you can do it. Ironically, we are once again confronted with racial segregation at the last part of our trip, and this time with the whites as victims. Back in Cape Town, we share our love and passion for the train with the first black conductor of South Africa. The train that now serves everybody. No segregated carriages. No more only white people allowed in the dining car. South Africa is now for everybody.
I still enjoy that sound of that wheels. I still enjoy looking at the trains. Even if I'm off duty, just looking at the trains and see how they pass. And when I get back the next day or for my next shift, I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to rumble, to take people from Cape to Cairo. After we fought the liberation struggle, we knew it would come. But when it came, it was like a shock. It was like a mountain that was moved. It was an experience that was, we couldn't believe it. But yes, we've climbed it, we've reached the top. It wasn't easy to climb the mountain. There was a lot of obstacles. Obstacles with the white regime. But today, I don't look back. I'm focused on the future. I'm focused on who I am, what I am, where my kids would be, and who I am serving, the clientele on the railway line. And I'm so proud of that. And I'm proud being part of the rail organization. I'm proud of being part of the rail entity. I'm proud of taking people by rail to wherever they want to be. I'm proud of being part of the railways. I love this and I would never give up anything. I want my coffin to be a coach with the South African flag draped over my coffin.